Kabupaten Majene is one of those places that rarely dominates international headlines, yet its story deserves to be heard around the world. Nestled along the breathtaking western coastline of Sulawesi in Indonesia's West Sulawesi province, Majene is far more than a small regency on the map. It is a land where mountains rise dramatically from the sea, where centuries of history continue to shape the present, and where education is becoming the foundation for an ambitious future. Covering approximately 947.84 square kilometers, Majene was home to around 173,844 people in 2020. By the middle of 2024, that number had grown to nearly 188,780 residents. Behind every statistic is a community built upon resilience, tradition, and hope. This is not simply population growth, it is the story of families, students, fishermen, entrepreneurs, teachers, and dreamers who continue to build a better future along Indonesia's western shores. But Majene's importance did not begin today. During the Dutch colonial era, Majene served as the capital of the Mandar afdeling, an administrative region that once governed the entire territory now known as West Sulawesi. Long before modern provincial boundaries existed, Majene stood as the political and administrative heart of the region. Decisions that influenced generations were once made here, giving this coastal town a remarkable place in Indonesian history. History may have given Majene its identity, but education is shaping its future. Today, Majene proudly carries the vision of becoming one of Indonesia's leading education cities. It is home to several major higher education institutions, including Universitas Sulawesi Barat, Universitas Terbuka, and Stain Majene, alongside the West Sulawesi Education Quality Assurance Center. Every year, thousands of young people arrive with dreams that extend far beyond the classroom. They are preparing to become scientists, educators, engineers, entrepreneurs, public servants, and leaders who will contribute not only to West Sulawesi, but to Indonesia as a whole. Education is more than a policy here. It represents hope. It represents opportunity. It represents a promise that the next generation can go further than the last. Geographically, Majene occupies one of the most fascinating landscapes in Indonesia. Located between approximately 2 degrees 38 minutes and 3 degrees 38 minutes south latitude, and between 118 degrees 45 minutes and 119 degrees 4 minutes east longitude, the Regency stretches along the spectacular western coast of Sulawesi Island. Majene lies roughly 143 kilometers south of Mamuju, the provincial capital of West Sulawesi, and approximately 378 kilometers by road from Makassar, the economic powerhouse of South Sulawesi. This strategic location connects Majene to important regional trade routes while preserving its unique cultural character. Its borders reveal an equally remarkable setting. To the north lies Mamuju Regency. To the east are Polewali Mandar and Mamasa Regencies. To the south stretches the beautiful Mandar Bay. To the west lies the vast Makassar Strait, one of Indonesia's most important maritime corridors, connecting the Pacific and Indian Oceans through the Indonesian archipelago. Few places demonstrate nature's diversity quite like Majene. About 25% of its landscape consists of lowland areas where communities, markets, and coastal settlements flourish. Approximately 15% is rolling hills that create a gentle transition between the coast and the interior. The remaining 60% is dominated by highlands and mountains, forming an impressive natural backbone that extends from north to south. Elevation ranges from sea level all the way to around 1,600 meters above sea level, creating an extraordinary variety of ecosystems, climates, and scenery within a relatively compact region. Along the western edge, the coastline forms a narrow ribbon of flat land where the sea meets the mountains in one of Indonesia's most striking geographical contrasts. Here, fishing boats return with the day's catch, while green hills tower just beyond the shoreline. It is a place where every sunrise reminds people of the intimate relationship between land and ocean. Nature has shaped Majene for thousands of years. The mountains provide water, fertile land, and protection. The sea provides livelihoods, transportation, and endless opportunity. Together, they have nurtured generations of Mandar communities whose maritime traditions remain deeply respected across Indonesia. Yet, perhaps the greatest strength of Majene cannot be measured in kilometers, population figures, or elevation. Its greatest strength is its people. People who continue to preserve their cultural heritage while embracing education and innovation. People who understand that progress does not require abandoning tradition. People who believe that the future is strongest when it grows from the wisdom of the past. In an era where many places compete for global attention through skyscrapers and mega projects, Majene tells a different story. It reminds us that true greatness is often built quietly. Inside classrooms where students dare to dream, inside fishing villages where generations share knowledge passed down through centuries, inside communities where resilience becomes a way of life. Every road through Majene leads to another story. Every mountain overlooks another chapter of history. Every wave that reaches its shores carries both memories of the past and possibilities for the future. Majene is not simply a destination on Indonesia's map. It is a living testament to perseverance, a place where history still speaks, where education opens new horizons, where nature inspires every generation, and where the spirit of its people proves that even the places the world rarely notices can leave the greatest impression on those willing to discover them. This is Majene, a historic heart of West Sulawesi, a rising center of education, a land embraced by mountains and sea, and one of Indonesia's most inspiring hidden stories waiting to be told to the world. Beyond its remarkable geography and educational ambitions, Majene is also the homeland of one of Indonesia's proudest maritime cultures, the Mandar people. For centuries, the Mandar have been known as fearless sailors who ventured across vast stretches of the Indonesian archipelago long before modern navigation existed. The sea was never a barrier. It was a bridge that connected communities, cultures, and opportunities. Their traditional sailing knowledge, passed down from generation to generation, became part of an extraordinary legacy that still defines the identity of Majene today. The Mandar people did not simply learn to survive on the ocean, they learned to understand it. They studied the winds, they memorized the stars, they read the movement of waves, they respected nature instead of trying to conquer it. This wisdom transformed them into some of the most respected seafarers in eastern Indonesia. Even today, fishing remains one of the pillars of Majene's economy. Every morning before sunrise, countless fishermen head toward the Makassar Strait, trusting both their experience and the rhythm of nature. Their work feeds local communities while preserving traditions that have endured for generations. The waters surrounding Majene are rich with marine resources, supporting livelihoods that have existed long before Indonesia became an independent nation. Coastal villages continue to celebrate a way of life where the ocean is not merely a source of income, but an inseparable part of culture, family, and identity. Yet Majene is not defined only by its coastline. Travel inland, and the scenery transforms dramatically. The gentle coastal plains quickly give way to rolling hills before rising into cool highlands covered with lush tropical vegetation. Winding roads reveal spectacular panoramic views where emerald mountains meet the deep blue waters of the Makassar Strait. Few places offer such breathtaking contrasts within such a relatively small area. Within a single journey, visitors can experience peaceful beaches, fertile valleys, forested hills, and towering mountain landscapes that create one unforgettable panorama after another. These diverse landscapes also support agriculture across many parts of the Regency. Farmers cultivate crops suited to different elevations, taking advantage of fertile soils and abundant rainfall. The combination of coastal fisheries and upland agriculture has allowed communities to maintain balanced local economies while preserving their close relationship with nature. This harmony between land and sea has shaped the daily lives of Majene's people for centuries. It has taught patience, it has taught perseverance, it has taught gratitude. Because in places like Majene, success is never taken for granted. It is earned through hard work, cooperation, and respect for the natural world. Culture is equally woven into every aspect of life here. Traditional ceremonies, local customs, music, dances, and oral storytelling continue to connect younger generations with their ancestors. These traditions are not preserved inside museums, they are lived every single day. Families continue to pass down values of mutual respect, hospitality, courage, and community responsibility. These principles remain deeply embedded within the social fabric of Majene, creating communities where tradition and modern life coexist side by side. One of the most remarkable qualities of Majene is how naturally it balances progress with preservation. Universities introduce new ideas, technology expands opportunities, infrastructure continues to improve, yet cultural identity remains firmly rooted. Rather than replacing the past, development in Majene seeks to build upon it. This balance is increasingly important in today's rapidly changing world. Many regions struggle to modernize without losing their identity. Majene demonstrates that the two can move forward together. Its students carry laptops into classrooms while proudly embracing the traditions of their ancestors. Its fishermen use modern equipment while honoring generations of maritime wisdom. Its communities welcome visitors while protecting the customs that make Majene unique. This is not simply development, it is sustainable progress grounded in cultural confidence. As Indonesia continues to emerge as one of the world's most dynamic nations, places like Majene remind us that national strength does not come only from major metropolitan cities. It comes from regions where local culture remains vibrant, where education empowers young minds, where natural beauty inspires creativity, and where communities continue building a future without forgetting where they came from. Majene may not yet appear on every international travel itinerary. It may not dominate global headlines, but its story deserves to stand alongside the finest examples of resilience, heritage, and human determination. Because sometimes the most extraordinary places are not the loudest. They are the ones quietly shaping generations, the ones preserving wisdom while embracing innovation, the ones proving that true greatness is measured not by size, but by the lasting impact a community leaves on history. And Majene continues to write that story, one generation at a time. There is another reason why Majene deserves far greater recognition than it often receives. It is not just a place where people live. It is a place where nature constantly reminds humanity of both its beauty and its power. Situated along the western coast of Sulawesi, Majene lies within one of the most geologically active regions on Earth. Indonesia stands on the Pacific Ring of Fire, an immense zone where several major tectonic plates interact beneath the surface. This dynamic environment has shaped the landscapes of Majene for millions of years, creating towering mountains, fertile valleys, dramatic coastlines, and rich ecosystems that support countless forms of life. Living in such an environment demands resilience. The people of Majene understand that nature provides extraordinary blessings, but it also requires respect. Generation after generation has learned to adapt, rebuild, and move forward together whenever challenges arise. This spirit of resilience has become one of the defining characteristics of the region. Yet, despite these challenges, life continues with remarkable optimism. Children still walk to school with dreams of becoming future leaders. Farmers continue cultivating fertile land beneath green hills. Fishermen continue setting sail before dawn, trusting the sea as their ancestors did centuries ago. Families continue celebrating traditions that strengthen community bonds. This quiet determination speaks louder than any monument ever could. Majene is also blessed with an abundance of natural beauty that remains relatively untouched. Its coastline stretches beside the sparkling waters of the Makassar Strait, offering breathtaking ocean views where the horizon seems endless. Gentle sea breezes cool the tropical afternoons, while spectacular sunsets paint the sky in shades of gold, crimson, and deep orange. Drive through the Regency and every turn presents another unforgettable landscape. One moment you are surrounded by peaceful coastal villages. The next you are climbing winding roads through lush green mountains where clouds drift across the peaks. This extraordinary transition between sea and highland creates scenery that rivals some of Southeast Asia's most celebrated destinations. For photographers, every sunrise becomes an opportunity. For travelers, every journey becomes an adventure. For local communities, every landscape is part of home. Beyond its scenery, Majene continues to strengthen its role within West Sulawesi's growing economy. Small businesses, traditional markets, fisheries, agriculture, education, and public services all contribute to the daily rhythm of life. Entrepreneurs continue introducing local products to wider markets, while students develop new ideas that have the potential to transform their communities. Economic progress may not always happen overnight, but lasting development rarely does. It grows through consistent effort. It grows through education. It grows through cooperation. And Majene continues investing in each of these foundations. The younger generation represents one of its greatest hopes. Across schools and universities, students are preparing themselves for a future that is increasingly connected to the world. They study science, engineering, economics, education, healthcare, technology, and countless other disciplines that will shape Indonesia's future. Many of them dream of working across the country. Some hope to build careers abroad. Others dream of returning home to improve the communities that raised them. Every ambition carries the same message. The future of Majene is not limited by geography. It is defined by the potential of its people. Imagine what could happen when young innovators, experienced educators, skilled entrepreneurs, dedicated healthcare professionals, and resilient local communities work together toward one shared vision. Imagine a region where cultural heritage becomes an advantage instead of an obstacle, where tourism grows responsibly, where education fuels innovation, where economic opportunity reaches even the most remote villages. That vision is not impossible. It is already beginning to take shape. Every new graduate, every successful local business, every improved road, every classroom filled with determined students, every family preserving centuries of tradition while embracing modern opportunities. These are the building blocks of Majene's future. Perhaps the greatest lesson Majene offers the world is this: progress is not measured only by towering skylines or global headlines. Real progress is measured by communities that continue moving forward without losing their identity, by young people who believe their hometown deserves a brighter tomorrow, by parents who sacrifice everything so their children can receive an education, by teachers who inspire curiosity, by fishermen who continue trusting the sea, by farmers who continue trusting the land, by neighbors who continue helping one another through every season of life. These everyday acts rarely make international news, yet together they create something extraordinary. They create a society built upon resilience, compassion, knowledge, and hope. As Indonesia continues its remarkable journey through the 21st century, places like Majene will play an increasingly important role in shaping the nation's future. Not because they seek the spotlight, but because they possess something far more valuable: authenticity, character, perseverance, and an unwavering belief that every generation has the responsibility to leave the next one with greater opportunities than they inherited. That is the enduring spirit of Majene, a spirit born from the mountains, strengthened by the sea, guided by history, empowered by education, and carried forward by people whose determination continues to inspire far beyond the shores of West Sulawesi. As the world becomes more connected than ever before, destinations are no longer defined by how famous they are. They are defined by the stories they carry. And Majene carries a story that is both timeless and deeply human. It is the story of a coastal community that has never allowed its size to limit its ambitions. It is the story of generations who believed that knowledge is the strongest investment any society can make. It is the story of people who continue honoring the wisdom of their ancestors while preparing confidently for the future. Walk through the streets of Banggai, the administrative heart of Majene, and you will find more than government buildings or busy markets. You will discover the rhythm of everyday life: children laughing on their way to school, families gathering at local food stalls, fishermen returning from the sea with the morning's catch, university students discussing ideas that may one day shape the future of West Sulawesi. These ordinary moments become extraordinary because they represent something much larger. They represent continuity. They represent hope. They represent a society that continues moving forward together. Majene is also a reminder that Indonesia's greatest treasures are often found far beyond its largest cities. The country's strength is not built only in Jakarta, Surabaya, Bandung, or Makassar. It is also built in places like Majene, where local communities continue preserving culture, educating future generations, protecting natural resources, and contributing to national development every single day. Each region adds a unique thread to Indonesia's remarkable national identity. Majene contributes its maritime heritage, its educational aspirations, its breathtaking landscapes, its resilient communities, and its unwavering belief that progress should benefit everyone. For travelers, Majene offers something increasingly rare in today's world: authenticity. There are no artificial experiences designed solely for tourists. Instead, visitors encounter genuine hospitality, vibrant traditions, spectacular coastal scenery, and communities that proudly welcome guests while remaining true to their cultural roots. Here, every conversation reveals another piece of history. Every traditional meal tells a story passed down through generations. Every journey along the coastline reveals another unforgettable view where mountains embrace the sea. Every village reflects a culture that has flourished for centuries. For students and researchers, Majene provides opportunities to understand the rich heritage of the Mandar people, Indonesia's maritime traditions, and the complex relationship between geography, history, and cultural development. For nature lovers, the Regency offers dramatic landscapes shaped by millions of years of geological evolution. For anyone seeking inspiration, Majene offers perhaps its greatest gift: perspective. It reminds us that meaningful lives are not built through constant attention. They are built through consistent purpose. The people of Majene may not seek global recognition, yet through their dedication to education, their respect for tradition, and their resilience in the face of challenges, they demonstrate values that resonate across every culture and every nation. These values have no borders. Hard work, integrity, community, respect, curiosity, compassion. These are the qualities that transform ordinary places into extraordinary examples for the world. As Indonesia continues to strengthen its position on the global stage, regions like Majene will become increasingly important, not simply because of their economic potential, not simply because of their natural beauty, but because they preserve something that modern societies often struggle to protect: a deep connection between people, culture, and place. That connection creates identity. Identity creates confidence. Confidence creates progress. And progress built upon strong cultural foundations can endure for generations. Perhaps one day, more people around the world will recognize the name Majene. They will come to experience its beautiful coastline. They will study its history. They will admire its educational achievements. They will learn from its resilient communities. And they will discover that some of the world's most inspiring places are not those with the tallest buildings or the busiest airports. They are the places where humanity remains deeply connected to its roots. Majene is one of those places, a place where history still echoes through every generation, where the sea continues to shape both livelihoods and dreams, where mountains stand as silent guardians over communities filled with determination, where education lights the path toward a brighter tomorrow, and where every sunrise over the Makassar Strait carries the same timeless message. No matter where you begin, greatness is never determined by the size of your hometown. It is determined by the strength of your character, the courage to preserve what matters, the wisdom to embrace change, and the determination to build a future that honors the past while inspiring generations yet to come. That is the enduring legacy of Majene, not only for West Sulawesi, not only for Indonesia, but as a powerful reminder to the entire world that hope, resilience, and human potential can flourish anywhere people choose to believe in tomorrow. And perhaps that is why Majene leaves such a lasting impression on everyone willing to look beyond the surface. Because its greatest landmarks are not only its mountains, not only its coastline, not only its universities. Its greatest landmark is the character of its people, a character shaped by centuries of perseverance, forged by the rhythm of the sea, strengthened by the challenges of the mountains, enriched by knowledge, and guided by values that have endured across generations. The future of Majene is being written every single day. It is written by teachers who refuse to give up on a struggling student. It is written by parents who work tirelessly so their children can pursue higher education. It is written by young entrepreneurs creating opportunities within their hometown instead of waiting for opportunity to arrive. It is written by healthcare workers serving communities across both coastal villages and remote highlands. It is written by public servants striving to improve infrastructure, education, and public services for future generations. These are not extraordinary people because they seek recognition. They are extraordinary because they quietly choose responsibility over comfort. They understand that meaningful change rarely happens through one dramatic moment. It happens through thousands of small decisions repeated every single day. One lesson taught, one tree planted, one business opened, one family supported, one student encouraged, one dream protected. Over time, those small actions become the foundation of an entire community's progress. This is how nations are truly built, not only through impressive buildings, not only through economic statistics, but through citizens who believe that tomorrow can always be better than today. Majene reflects this belief with quiet confidence. Its young generation is growing up in a world that is changing faster than ever before. Artificial intelligence is transforming industries. Digital technology is reshaping education. Global markets are becoming increasingly interconnected. Climate change presents new challenges for coastal communities. Yet these changes also create new opportunities. Students from Majene can now collaborate with people across continents. Local businesses can introduce regional products to international markets. Researchers can share discoveries with the global scientific community. Creative entrepreneurs can tell the story of their homeland through digital platforms that reach millions of people around the world. Distance is no longer the barrier it once was. Ideas now travel faster than geography. Talent is no longer limited by location. Innovation is no longer reserved for major cities. This creates an extraordinary opportunity for places like Majene. Its greatest natural resource has never been hidden beneath the ground. It has always been the intelligence, determination, and creativity of its people. Imagine the possibilities if every talented young person from Majene believes that their dreams are worth pursuing. Imagine classrooms filled with future scientists developing solutions for sustainable fisheries. Imagine engineers designing stronger infrastructure for coastal communities. Imagine educators inspiring the next generation of innovators. Imagine doctors improving healthcare access across West Sulawesi. Imagine artists sharing Mandar culture with audiences around the globe. Imagine entrepreneurs transforming local traditions into internationally respected industries. Every great transformation begins with imagination. Then comes education, then comes courage, then comes action. History has already shown that Majene can become a regional centre of leadership. Its present demonstrates that it can become a respected centre of education. Its future holds the possibility of becoming something even greater, a model of sustainable development where culture, education, environmental stewardship, and economic opportunity grow together. That vision is not built by chance. It is built by people who refuse to stop believing in what their community can become. Perhaps decades from now, future generations will look back at this period as a defining chapter in Majene's history. They will remember the generation that invested in education, the generation that preserved Mandar heritage, the generation that embraced innovation without abandoning tradition, the generation that proved a small coastal regency could inspire an entire nation. Because every remarkable place begins with people who choose hope over doubt, who choose unity over division, who choose progress over complacency, who choose to build instead of merely waiting for change. That is the message Majene quietly shares with the world. Never underestimate a community that knows who it is. Never underestimate people who remain proud of their history while preparing for the future. Never underestimate the power of education to transform lives. And never underestimate a place where mountains, sea, culture, and human determination come together with one shared purpose. The story of Majene is still unfolding. Its next chapter has not yet been written. The next generation will write it, and if the resilience, wisdom, and vision of its people continue to grow as they have for centuries, that chapter may become the most inspiring one of all. Because the true measure of a place is not how loudly the world speaks about it, it is how deeply its values continue to shape the lives of those who call it home. And in that measure, Majene stands with quiet dignity, unwavering optimism, and limitless potential, ready to inspire not only Indonesia, but everyone who believes that extraordinary futures are built by ordinary people who never stop dreaming.